Hey guys, welcome into Jersey Chasers. Did you miss us last week? We missed you. It's been a very interesting month for us over here at Jersey Chasers. Also, it's been a very interesting month here for us at Inside Edge Network. Christy, we got some new sponsors. Did you know about
Hey,
this?
I did. I saw that we have a whole list of sponsors now.
Yes. One of our biggest sponsors, shout out to Fanatics. Fanatics is your trusted source for officially licensed sports jerseys, including jerseys for every fan. Browse our wide selection of authentic replica and custom jerseys to represent your favorite players on game day. Whether you're searching for the newest jerseys, a throwback jersey, or even a custom option, Fanatics has you covered. Complete your fan wardrobe with official jerseys and check back often for new arrivals. When it comes to jerseys, Fanatics.com is the ultimate destination for every fan. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code that's on your screen. It's in the corner right there. It's in the corner on your screen and buy your favorite jerseys. So shout out to Fanatics. They're one of our new sponsors. Yeah, we have a whole bunch. We got an action-packed show for you guys tonight. Um, we can talk some sports. We're gonna talk some TV. We're gonna talk a lot. Um, Christy, how you been doing? I know we weren't on last week.
No.
Uh, yeah, you want? Yeah, I'm gonna let you have the floor.
Yeah, last week was a little rough for me. I'm not going to mention the name of the company that I work for, but we had all on my team got called into a virtual meeting 3 minutes uh, prior to the time of the meeting. And we get into this meeting and we get told that we have 2 weeks left at our positions because the company we were subbed out to did not renew their contract with the company that we work for. And so they had no placement for us. We were out of a job. So after working for this company for 3.5 years and winning one of their most prestigious awards that they only give to the top 7%. I'm sorry, I didn't win it. I earned it. My team lead told me I earned it. Um, After doing all of that, yeah, I was giving a 2 weeks notice. So, you know, kind of threw me for a loop, put me in a really bad spot mentally. And yeah, I my head was not in a place to be hanging out and chit chatting last week, so I apologize for that. But I'm trying to get past it and trying to put on my big girl pants and gotta do what I gotta do to make sure I pay the bills. So how you doing? I know you've had a little bit of a rough go.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, one of the other things that happened last week, my grandma ended up in the hospital. My grandma's been sick for a really really long time. My grandma is actually like one of the reasons why I love sports. My grandma was like a low key undercover but very open and out sports fan. She's born in 1939 and she remembers the last time that the Guardians won a World Series. When I first got
Oh,
interested in
wow.
baseball, she literally was like, "Oh yeah, you mean the team that had Bob Feller and Larry Doby and all of that?" So she's a big baseball fan. But yeah, she's been really sick for a long time, and she's been in the hospital a lot lately. So I'm sorry if I'm on here and I just seem kind of out of it and not myself. It's just been a hard it's been a hard week. I wasn't
Yeah.
on Mic Check Take 2, last week either. I'm not taking a hiatus. Next week, I'm not gonna be here though because I will be in a completely different state. My job is I have a work conference, so that's not like it
Oh,
has nothing to do.
wow.
Yeah, it's a work conference in Minnesota. So we'll be
That
back
that's
the week after that.
awesome.
I
Yes.
promise. I
The
promise
I
we'll
will
be
need
back.
a break then too because the thing that I'm jumping into is I've got to do a lot of studying for it and a lot of schooling, and I'm trying to get that all done and hopefully have that out of the way by Easter. So it's like, yeah. So both of us, we've had a little bit of a
Yeah,
low. Both of us, we're not a hot mess. We're just messes right now, and
yeah. We're here.
hopefully,
We're here.
yeah, and we'll try to be as entertaining as possible.
Yes, there's so much that's happened over the last 2 weeks. We're gonna get straight into it. Let's talk some NFL. I'm gonna go through some transactions that have happened over the last 2 weeks because this is crazy. So number one, we got Jalen Waddle traded from the Dolphins to the Broncos. Miami gets back the first rounder, the third rounder, and the fourth round picks from the Broncos, which is crazy for Jalen Waddle. Justin
Right?
Fields gets traded to the Chiefs from the Jets. Again, this is a young man who was a first round pick, franchise player, and now he's on his fourth team. The Jets
14.
received
Yeah.
a 2027 6th round pick. The Eagles signed
How old?
Hollywood Brown. Wyatt Teller signed with the Texans, and then Joe Flacco just this morning decided to return for his 19th season to the Bengals on a 1-year deal. And Zach Wilson
Uh,
signed with the Saints. Elijah Moore signed with the Eagles, and Brian Robbins signed with the Falcons. Out of all those transactions that I just named, which one do you think is going to work out in the long run, and which one do you think ain't gonna be there next year?
well, I don't think Flacco's going to be there next year. I mean,
Hmm.
it's funny because a lot of people are saying that it's because of Joey Burrow's poor performance during the flag football game over the past weekend, which
Hmm.
I watched all of them with my grandson. I actually had both the grandbabies on Saturday, and I just so happened to get done explaining to him all the football players and their positions and what they do. And what do you know? We got to watch the flag football game. So, did Joey Burrow look good during that flag football game? No. Did Tom Brady look halfway decent during that flag football game? No. They both looked like complete total ass. And you know what? I'm glad that our USA flag football team did as well as they did because it gives me hope. So, they got a bunch of shorter guys that play flag football. So, you know, they're all like I heard under 6 foot, like
That's fine. Yeah,
5'11" and shorter.
yeah. I think the NFL like drastically underestimates the flag football. While it may be football, it's a completely different sport.
Oh yeah,
Like
totally.
the flag football players that have been talking about. So if you guys don't know why flag football have been like becoming such a big deal, it's because for the 2028 Olympics, the Olympic committee decided that flag football will be a featured sport. So everybody's like, "Oh my
That's so
god, all these NFL players are now going to cross over to be dominant," because ironically enough, the NFL is the only sport in America right now where like they don't dominate on an international level. Like
right.
none of the players play internationally. Like baseball players play internationally, basketball players
Mhm.
regularly play internationally, but football is not one of those ones. So they had like was this a Saudi game or no?
No, no, no,
No.
no. This was in LA.
So yeah, so they had a flag football game scheduled to be played in Saudi Arabia. I think it was
Yeah,
either
they
for this
canceled it.
winter or last winter. Yeah, but they canceled it. But there was one last week, this past weekend in
Mhm.
LA, and they just looked crazy. I saw the clip of Joe Burrow's butt.
He got
Um,
pantsed
yeah, literally, he got
going into the
pants.
end
Like,
zone. That was his best play. He scored a touchdown, but, like, Gronk got hurt after his play, like, not even during the actual play during the game. Logan Paul publicly apologized to Tom Brady and also got
hmm
penalized for jumping on Tom Brady's back. Um, but going back to the question that you asked me about which one of the trades was actually going to work out, which one wasn't, obviously the Joe Flacco one, it's not going to work out. for very long because, of course, Joe Flacco's pretty old, and I don't really think that they signed him because of Joe Burrow's lack of performance during the flag football game for real. I just think it's funny to say. Um, the one that I think that is going to work out the best, um, personally, for the person that is involved in this transaction, maybe not necessarily the team, but personally, I think it is going to work out best for Justin Fields. And the reason why I say this is because he is going to be under one of the greatest organizations. Unfortunately, I can't believe I'm saying this without. Oh, sorry. Okay.
That's only recently. That's only recently. That's only recently. That's recency bias,
I
Christy.
mean, I'm glad that he is going to be there because I think he can learn so much. Unfortunately, I don't think Justin Fields' career is going to go very much further after this next season with the Chiefs, like for him as a player, but professionally, like he will be able to take his experiences with him and possibly turning it into a coaching position or a mentoring position. So personally, I think Justin Fields is in the best position out of everybody.
Yeah, I believe that too. I mean, I would have said Jalen Waddle because clearly Denver needed some help. But Justin Fields is probably going to start the season because Patrick Mahomes still having that ACL injury. ACL injuries take about a year in sports terms to return from. So
Unless you're
Patrick
Aaron
Mah-
Rodgers.
yeah, that's and you see how he looks now. Um yeah, so I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be back probably until I'm going to say like midway through the season. So you have a young enough quarterback who's played in a couple places. He's been sort of hard tested. Now he's going to be under the tutelage of Andy Reid. So I think he's going to do the best. I outside of Joe um Joe Flacco, I'm gonna say honestly, Zach Wilson is the one I could see not really sticking around the Saints. I mean, he's kind of bounced around since leaving the
Yeah.
Jets or getting traded from the Jets. Went from the Jets to the Broncos, Broncos to Miami, and now Miami to the Saints. I thought Miami probably would have been a good situation for him, but hey, that's him. That's what he wants. But we got the draft coming up. Again, there's a lot of like football coming up soon. But I want to move on to the WNBA. The WNBA has ended their
Oh,
lockout.
yes.
Well, they prevented a lockout. They agreed
Yes.
to a new CBA, and there's a lot in the new CBA. So they have a pregnancy clause, so players can't be traded during pregnancies. That is
Nice.
courtesy of Derica Hamby, who played for Las Vegas and then was traded to Los Angeles, and she ended up having to sue because she they traded her because she was pregnant. They extended the season from 44
Yeah.
games to 52 games. They raised the threshold of the max contracts from I think it was 850K to now 1.4 million. Like there's so much that's been going on. I'm so happy for the WNBA. Chrissy, how did you feel about this?
Yeah. They needed these changes to happen, and I'm so glad that they are. I did read a little bit about that earlier, so I was abreast of the WNBA news, if you want to, take my little offhand joke. But yeah, the the better moves for them, the better it is for just sports in general. I mean, it's about time that they're able to have, these rules and these clauses so that they can't get traded and they're able to get higher pay. I mean, like, you know, come on. These women play their butts off.
Yeah, and during the
They
negotiations, yeah, they found out that they actually found out that the league became profitable, so it tapped into the profit share that all these men have been saying, "Oh my god, they don't deserve profit share. They don't deserve profit share." Yes, they do. They actually
Yeah.
tapped into it last season because they became a profitable league. So they tapped into profit share, and then over 100 players became free agents because they waited out to instead of re-signing last season, they waited out so that a lot of players are going to get paid. And then we have, so the WNBA schedule coming up is about to be crazy. So you have the end of March Madness coming up soon.
Mhm.
March Madness goes into like the first week of April. Literally a week after, usually it's about a week or two after, you have the WNBA draft, and now you have also the expansion draft too coming up because you have two teams coming into the league this year,
Mm.
Portland and Toronto. Then from that, you have WNBA training camp, which is right after you get drafted, and then you then go straight into the season. This is going to be crazy. I'm excited to see what's going to
It's gonna be
happen.
good. Yeah.
We know, yeah, because we know that Cleveland is getting a team in the next 2 years. Like this is about to be a very fun season. But let's move on to the MNBA. Okay,
You took that down as soon as I put it up.
the MNBA. Max Strus last week he made his
Sorry, Raul,
season
I
debut.
tried.
Max Strus made his season debut for the Cavs last week. But we really have to talk about the biggest story that's going on in the NBA, and that is
Which
what is
arm did
going.
LeBron hurt?
No, it's the so the MNBA
NBA, yes.
has a bit of an issue right now. So I think I talked about this about a month ago. Cade Cunningham was on track to be this year's MVP because the NBA had a rule that they instated two
Mhm.
years ago during their CBA talks, and that was the 65 game rule. So the NBA was like, hey, we are sick of you guys like not playing games and not sort of holding yourselves accountable, and fans are paying all this money for you, but you're saying load management. So they altered CBA, and the NBA Players Association agreed to this, that players, in order to be eligible for end of the season awards, have to play at least
Mhm.
65 games. So then, because the last two MVPs this year missed significant time, they weren't going to hit that threshold of 65 games. Then it comes out last week that Cade Cunningham, who was on track to be the NBA MVP, is out pretty much for the rest of the season. I would assume he's out for the rest of the season with a collapsed lung.
Oh.
So now the NBA Players Association wants the league to alter the 65 game rule because three significant stars have missed significant time. And I'm just going to say this. Y'all agreed to this rule.
Right? But we wanna change it so it plays out the way we want it to.
It's this is like I'm like it's just one of those random years where somebody just misses like a significant amount of time, and
Right.
it's like, but this is like a something of their own design because they could
Yeah.
not all stay on the court and they wanted to do load management and all this stuff. Y'all couldn't stay on the court. So now there's a rule that you have to stay on the court. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, whether you get hurt legitimately or not.
So I mean, yeah, we got that. We got the NBA approving expansion talks for both Vegas and Seattle. So it seems like very soon those two cities will get teams. But Seattle will probably bring back the Supersonics, and then
Supersonics.
Vegas, yeah, and then Vegas will decide what they want, and it'll be the sister franchise to the Aces, and it'll probably be owned by Mark Davis, which who knows? And then you have John Morant getting shut down for the season. He's had a crazy up and down season. He got shut down due to an elbow injury. But the most interesting story outside of this NBA 65 game rule is Giannis versus the Bucks. So Giannis has made it very clear that he does not want to be in Milwaukee anymore. This
Mm,
actually goes back to last year. He openly said that his wife and kids do not live in the United States. They live overseas.
mhm,
He just comes over to play basketball. And he has made it very clear that he does not want to play for Milwaukee anymore because after winning a championship, you would think they would be able to sustain. They have the MVP, they have all these great players, but they weren't able to sustain it. They actually got knocked out in the first round, I think a year after winning the
mhm.
finals. So in this off season, they were trying to shop him around, couldn't find anybody to pick him. He missed significant time this season because injured, whatever.
Mhm.
Then during the trade deadline, his name was all through everywhere. Like people were trying to get him. It was very close to him being traded. He wasn't traded. Now the Bucks are trying to make it to where Giannis has to play out the season, but Giannis does not want to play out the season. He wants nothing to do with this team. We are now at a place at a place where he's like, I don't want to play for you.
We've
And
been
they're
through this
like, you're
before.
gonna play.
You can't do that to the guys. Like, perform for you. That like you can't make somebody do what they don't want to do. And if you try to hold them to their contract, like it's just it's going to get messy. Like we've seen when coaches try to make players play. It doesn't play out well.
Yeah, honestly. So I mean now everybody's like, well, is he gonna play the rest of the season? Is he not gonna play the rest of the season? Is Milwaukee gonna make him play the rest of the season? Like it's just one thing after the other with this team. And I'm like, just break up already. Let him go. I'm sick of it.
Right?
Sick of it. Um But let's move on. I know we're speeding through because y'all we've missed a lot. We've missed a
Yeah.
lot. And next we have the MLB. But speaking of MLB, we do have another sponsor, the
Oh,
sportsmemorabilia.com. Whether it's searching for a baseball autograph by your favorite World Series slugger or a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer or the jersey of your world famous soccer star, you've come to the right place at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia. You'll find at least more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports
mm,
league team or player. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind knowing that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by sportsmemorabilia.com's lifetime authenticity guarantees. Thank you to Sports Memorabilia for sponsoring the Inside
yes.
Edge
Thank you.
Network. The Inside Edge Network. But Christy, I'm so excited for this. I'm so
Yes.
excited. Opening day is
It's
coming.
finally coming around the corner.
Tanner Bibby named opening day starter. So proud of him. He's come a long way.
Mm,
The lineup, the opening day roster was released today. The
you're so
opening day
excited. I could
roster was,
tell.
oh my god, yes, I'm so excited. So on the roster, let me pull it up right here. Also, shout out to T-Mobile. Through T-Mobile Tuesday, if you have T-Mobile,
I
they
do.
gave Uh, get your free 1 year of MLB.TV, ma'am.
Oh, yeah? So then I can
Mhm.
actually watch some Indians games because I've got this really cute Motorola Razr phone here that we've you know this phone. You've seen this phone on Love Island, and I've got the orange
Yes.
one, of course,
Oh, by the
because
way,
it's
I also got a new
friends.
phone. Look, I also have a new phone as well. You guys have a new
Ah,
phone.
very nice. Mine's a flip
But
phone.
yes, yes, yours is the phone that is featured in every major K-drama. I'm not even joking. Everybody in a
Oh yeah, is
K-drama
it?
has that phone. Yes.
Dude, it's so cool because when you take pictures, let me show you. It actually shows you when you're taking pictures what you're taking a picture of. So like
That's so cool.
There's my screen that here, wait, let me put see?
Yes, that's so freaking cool.
But I see it over here too because I got to be able to see what I'm taking a picture of. You can fold it like this and you could set timers. And so when you're taking selfies, you can stand over here, set a timer, or you can put your hand up and do some kind of weird thing. And I'll start the timer for you. Anyway, so yeah, T-Mobile,
Yeah,
not a
shout
sponsor
not a
officially.
sponsor officially, but shout out to Team Up for iPhone as well. Let me read you guys the lineup. We got Stephen Kwan in center field, the rookie Chase DeLauder in right field. On third base, we have our lifetime guardian Jose Ramirez. First base, we have Kyle Manzardo. Reese Hoskins is our DH. He makes the team, makes the cut. His contract was purchased. Angel Martinez in left field, Bo Naylor as the catcher, Gabriel Arias as shortstop, and Brian Rocchio as second base. For our rotation, we have Tanner Bibby, Gavin Williams, Slade Ciccone, Joey Cantalillo, and Parker Messick. And then they optioned Logan Allen to AAA. So that is our opening day lineup of pitchers and catchers. They haven't released who's going to be in the bullpen, but hey, I'm cool with it. We got a rookie, we got a young team, we got a young squad. I'm excited. Detroit fans are mad. I saw a podcast last week of some Detroit fans complaining about the Guardians and how the Guardians have the worst lineup. They have such a terrible lineup, but they're gonna somehow pull it out like they always do. And it's like, just are you mad that you blew 15 games, my guy?
Yeah,
Like,
why are they being haters? Like, can't we all just get along? I mean, especially a city like Detroit. Like, you
you
know,
have the best rotation in baseball. You literally have Tarek Skubal. You have the best pitcher in baseball. Calm your nerves, calm your tits. But speaking of Tarek Skubal, it's finally over. It was over last week. The World Baseball Classic ended last
yep,
week. Y'all,
yep.
I've never been so excited about something ending. The United States. So okay, so let me explain why. And that's because the United States made it just like a miserable experience to watch them play. Like a miserable experience
Yeah.
to watch them play. They were just genuinely some of the worst humans to ever cross a baseball field. You have Scooble leaving in the middle of the literally the tournament. You have Mark DeRosa not knowing that you could get knocked out of the tournament. You have these oralist ass celebrations. But let's start off the actual game. So you could have chosen anybody's hockey jerseys to wear. You could have chose the women who have won their second of three gold medals,
Mhm.
world champs, like dominating, made history. But instead, you choose the loser ass men, game worn hockey jerseys. So that was already
Of
your
course.
your your
They're
strike one.
supporting their boys.
Strike one. Then you
Yeah.
had Aaron Judge come out with the American flag, and he just looked like Aaron Rodgers with the American flag again. Then the fact that you somehow literally, like, you're up in the game. You let them tie, and then they score the go ahead run. So then you lose the game. And instead of being happy, instead of, feeling grateful for Venezuela, because for them it's a very huge deal because they love
Yeah,
baseball. All the Latin countries love baseball.
yeah. They come to
You
here.
lose, yeah, you losers get your silver medals and take them off and say, "Oh, this is one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I'm so ashamed." Ugh. Like, I'm so sick. I'm so sick of American baseball players. Just be grateful. Just be grateful that you're there.
It's not just American baseball players, though. It's just the way that a lot of humanity is going right now, unfortunately. It's a lot of people thinking that they deserve stuff that they haven't earned. And then when they don't get what they haven't earned, then, they like to throw hissy fits. And like, it's just the way the world is going. It's not just with baseball, unfortunately, you know? I mean, it sucks because it ruins the stuff that we love that is there for us as entertainment to take us out of real life, real world situations, like the shit that you and I are actually going through right now. You know, we
Yeah.
look to that for entertainment and they're making it shitty for us.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like you could have just been grateful. You could have not been oralist losers.
Mhm.
You could have just been like so internally grateful. But instead,
Mhm.
you come in, you're just
They couldn't
negative.
even pretend.
No, and I'm like, half your team left to go back to spring training. You know how bad it is for half the team to be like, screw it, I'm going back to spring training. I'm so glad that none of the Guardians participated this year. I'm so happy. I'm Mwah. Thank you so much. None of you participated. I'm happy because again, last time they participated, half the team got hurt.
Right. They should have taken guys that aren't on all the professional baseball teams and done it from like the lower, you know, the Grapefruit League. That's what
Yeah,
the farm league. They should have gone there and found the baseball players from there. Because I bet those guys would be a lot more gracious about being invited to do something like that. I mean,
yeah,
it's
it
a
was
worldwide event, you know,
literally.
whatever.
Yeah, no, you're they're literally just the
Yep.
worst. But we're gonna get to again, we have 2 weeks worth of stuff. So 2026 Olympics over. But we have to applaud USA hockey. Unfortunately, I will give men their due. I don't like it, but I have to. The
Did you watch
USA,
the sled hockey?
I was gonna mention this. So
All
USA,
right.
I think for the first time in history, won gold medal in all 3 different hockeys.
Yes.
All against Canada, and
Yeah.
all 3 teams
Yep.
swept the gold medal in hockey. I'm pretty sure this never happened, but
Nope.
Team USA ends up with a whopping 24 medals, only second to China. Um, it was honestly for USA to not be like good at winter sports. Hey, I'm proud. I'm proud.
Yeah, they did great. And, you know, you and I obviously we're gonna, you know, talk about the sled hockey team. Like those guys, they're, you know, first of all, the sticks that they use, they got one in each hand, and one has, you know, the hitting part portion, so the long, you know, hitting portion, and then the other end they used to push themselves along. And
Hmm.
like, the pucks go, in between their sleds, it goes under their sleds, like, these guys are being thrown on their sides, landing on their heads, like, it was crazy watching that game, but it was just so amazing too, to see how athletic these people are, and, like, it was really cool to watch. So, if you guys haven't seen the US Paralympic hockey team, the sled hockey, please go watch it. It was such an amazing game, and yeah, they took the gold, so it was great. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. Yeah, again, USA hockey for the first time in history, all 3
Yeah,
men's, women's, and Paralympics won gold medals and all beat Canada, which is very strange.
yeah,
Again, a country that literally invented hockey and we all
right?
beat them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's move on. March Madness underway right now. My bracket is already busted. Pretty sure
Mm,
everybody's brackets are busted.
I
And
don't do
both
brackets.
Hey, I did it only because we have a bracket challenge here on Inside Edge Network. So I did
Ah.
it for you guys. It's already busted. All right, it was busted day one. But there are 3 major stories going on right now during March Madness. The Virginia women's team has made a run in the women's tournament. Arkansas, a team that never won a March Madness game, is on its way. So I think the Sweet
Nice.
16. Yes. So
Mhm.
shout out, unfortunately, to John Calipari. he somehow makes Arkansas a great program. And then we have to talk about High Point University. So, have you seen anything about High Point University?
No, I have not, and this is making me so upset.
So, High Point University also made the conference.
Love an underdog.
I'm pretty sure they got knocked out this past round. They did.
Aw.
I think ironically enough against Arkansas. But High Point University has been in the news because of how immaculate their campus is.
Mhm. Okay.
So first it was the fact that they chartered a plane and it had all the students on the plane for free. So none of the students had to pay for anything. So they chartered a plane, students got to
Cool.
go. Then people start looking into the school and found out that the dorms are like townhouse apartments essentially.
Oh.
They play in an arena where there's like marble and there's like it's like an immaculate staircase. They have free food constantly on their campus. They have a free ice cream truck that roams around. And then all of their on-campus dining is free
Yeah,
as well because they're technically learning kitchens and they have like a five-star steakhouse, they have a hibachi grill, they have a whole bunch of stuff.
in North
I'm
Carolina,
uh I think it's Arizona.
Arizona?
It's high I think it's High Point University. And it's like they have gone viral, like viral. But people have talked about it. They're like, yeah, it's great. It's an immaculate school, but you take one wrong turn, and you are not at an immaculate school.
It says it's in North Carolina.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
you take the wrong turn off campus, yeah, I could see that
Yep.
happening, yep.
But yeah, they've
Near
been going.
Greensboro,
Hmm. They've been going mega viral. I say go on TikTok and look up High Point University. Just
country
look.
club style amenities such as a
Hmm.
steakhouse with a dress code, movie theater, and on-campus valet parking. Ooh,
Yep.
bougie. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that later on in North Carolina, people.
Yes. But I want to get into some sports pop culture news because, like, on this show, sports and pop culture, they do
Can
intersect
I
people.
can I mention one thing before you get on to your subject? Because this has to do with both, kind of.
If it's the same
Um,
subject that I'm gonna say,
it's not
you.
gonna be. I guarantee you it's not gonna be. This is Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay. Oh, the NASCAR.
Yes.
Yes,
Tyler
yes.
Reddick, who is Michael Jordan's, like, golden child, um, has won quite a few races. He won the first 3 races of the season, which has never been done before. Well, they said it's never been done before, but, like, I guess, like, back in 1942, someone did it. It wasn't the first
Mhm.
3 races of the season, but it was 3 races in a row, and, they didn't, like, keep record of it back then, but, yeah, Tyler Reddick came back after a 2-race losing streak, won the first 3, lost 2, came back and won last week at Darlington. So yeah, him and Michael Jordan's team are on a little bit of a roll there, and I don't think anybody is gonna be able to catch up with them because, like, this is just unheard of in NASCAR. Like, it's crazy how many wins this kid is getting, and I'm so excited for Michael Jordan's team.
Michael Jordan really said, "Fuck the Hornets. Let me go over here to NASCAR." That's literally what that man did. Um,
It's all
like he
based in North Carolina.
Literally, he said, "Fuck Charlotte. Well, let me go over here to NASCAR." Before we get on to some more sports pop culture news,
Mhm.
or sports pop news, I would call it again. We have a number of sponsors here now on the network. One of our newer sponsors is also a place called W Energy Drinks. Use the promo code Inside Edge 10. Um, clean energy, bold flavors, no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. And it's over
Mm.
15 flavors to choose from. Again, use the code Inside Edge 10. But I want to start off with Chloe Kim. Chloe Kim on Jimmy Kimmel revealed how she and Miles Garrett met. So she revealed that
That's
her
so
and
cute.
Miles Garrett um actually connected while she was doing the X Games. I think it was last year. Yes, last year.
Yeah.
She said that her and Miles have a mutual friend who actually hires personal trainers for them. So he knew Miles's personal trainer, he knew
Mhm.
her personal trainer, and she explained that she was just kind of complaining to him like, I'm ready to fall in love. Like, I want a nice guy. I wanted like
Mhm.
a nice guy. And she said she just went on and on about all the things she wanted. And he turned to her and was like, well, my friend Miles is single. And she's like, oh, Miles who? And she's like, Miles Garrett. And she said she had never followed football before. She didn't go to games, none of that.
Can I please tell what happened at the first game that she went to?
Yes, oh, yes. But she said, so she said when they
Uh,
FaceTime, Miles was in
mhm.
Cabo. And then he texted her right after her events at the X Games. She said they've been texting ever since. So please explain what happened to Chloe Kim at her first game.
So she went to the first game, and evidently she thought that Miles was actually a DJ
Oh,
that she had
I
heard
saw
of
that.
before.
Yes,
So
yes,
she wasn't paying any attention to the actual game. She was waiting for halftime because she thought this DJ Miles was gonna come out and perform, and then he didn't.
yeah. She thought he was kind of like a Diplo. I remember seeing that part
Yeah,
too. She was like, yeah, I thought he was literally a DJ. And then she was like, halftime came and went, and she was like, wait, he didn't perform. So she had no
right.
clue. So she had
She had
no
no
clue.
idea that she was supposed to be watching him playing football.
Had no clue, but
I love
now
it.
she attends all the games.
Yes. I
He
love
supported
them.
her.
I
She
love
is
them. They're so cute.
amazing. Um, Sad news. The creator of one of the greatest sports franchises passed away. The creator of Air Bud. If you don't know Air Bud,
Aw.
it's a movie that makes no sense, but it's just the gumption of a
It's a
dog
dog that
playing
plays
basketball.
basketball. Well, how do you
Thank
say it
you.
makes no sense? How do you say it makes no
He also played baseball, he
Yeah,
also played volleyball. I'm
right.
pretty sure he played hockey. There was a whole spinoff
Give him a
called
NASCAR.
Air Buddies from his
Yeah, his
children,
babies. Yep.
like
That was
a
the
big
'90s,
huge
dude.
franchise. Yeah, it just but I still love Air Bud. First of all, that movie makes me cry, especially when when he goes when the brother goes off to college. There's a whole movie where the brother goes off to college and his siblings miss him. So like Airbud creator passes away.
Yeah.
But this is actually going to lead us into some of the pop culture news that I have. Have you been hearing about Chapel Roan?
I heard something about her security and Jude Law's kid and how Miley Cyrus paved the way for her.
Okay, so let me explain it a little bit. So Chapel Roan, a famous singer, she had a hit album called the Midwest Princess a couple years ago. Has been like she literally blew up overnight, like blew up
Yeah.
overnight.
Pink Pony
So
Club.
yeah, Pink Pony Club, all of that. So she was in Brazil this past week for Lollapalooza Brazil, and she happened to be at breakfast. Now, the young girl who now how this has to do with sports is because of who the young girl's stepdad is. So
Yeah.
he's a famous Brazilian footballer, and his wife has a child with Jude Law. So his
Mhm.
wife and stepdaughter are at breakfast. They're specifically in Brazil to see Chapel Roan.
Yep.
This is important to us. They're specifically see her. So they're at the same hotel. She sees Chaperone at breakfast. She doesn't go up to Chaperone. She just wants to double check and make sure this Chaperone. And like, I don't know if you've ever met anybody famous. I've met a couple famous people. Sometimes you like look and you're like, I don't know if
Is that really
that's them.
them? Yeah.
And then you'll get up and you'll do something and you'll be like, oh, that is them. And so she said she got the young girl got up, got something, walked past Chapel's table, kind of confirmed it was her, smiled at her, and
Mhm.
then went to sit back down. According to him and according to the child's mother, she
Mhm.
then had her security get up and berate this young child and say that you should not like come up to celebrities and
Mhm.
bother them and do all this stuff, especially while they're eating. Made this 11, this child is 11, made an 11-year-old girl cry, and then tried to blame the hotel and say that she would never do that, that she would never send her security after anyone, that she would never do that. The mom came out and was like, no, it was definitely her security team. I talked to the hotel. It wasn't the hotel. The hotel then
Right.
confirmed and said it wasn't us. The mayor
Mhm.
of Rio in Brazil came and was like, hey, you're never allowed to perform in Rio. You're banned as long as I'm the mayor. And now there's like a whole
Wow.
like people have been digging into her past. They found out that her grandpa was a rich insurance man. Apparently he was one of the richest men in Missouri. And she's over here claiming that she lived in a trailer park, and that she was poor, and then people are constantly like now going through all of their interactions and seeing how she was rude and seeing how she was mean, but all of that stems from her being mean to one Spanish football player's daughter.
Right. Well, Jude Law's daughter too.
Well, Jude Law's daughter too, and then so
Yeah.
that's really where she messed up, because everybody was like, yes, that little girl has probably been around much more famous people
Then
and
yeah,
than
then
you.
Chapel. Right.
Yeah.
And, what I had seen today was that Chapel did not instruct her security team to do that. So if they did that on their own.
That's what she said, but a lot of people but then a video came
She's
out of
berated.
her.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
yelled at paparazzi before. Like she's pulling Justin Bieber's yelling at paparazzi for her not being able to have a life. And you knew getting into this that you were not going to be able to live a normal life.
Yeah, it's been she's literally like people are going through her past. They're like, "Girl, you went to the Grammy camp. You paid at least $3,000 a week from that. So how are you ever poor? Your grandpa was richest. Your mom is a wealthy veterinarian. Like, oh, she is getting eviscerated.
Yeah.
All because she was mean to one footballer's wife.
Don't
Let's
be mean to kids. It's not
don't be
right.
mean to kids. Let's get into some pop culture news. Let's
Yeah.
finally finish with this shit show right here.
Yep,
The
we saw it.
reunion of Love
Mhm.
Is Blind came out, and there's some revelations. Number one, Nick and Vanessa. Thank you. Congratulations. You
Finally
finally,
asking questions.
yes, you finally showed up and you finally did what everybody wanted you to do. Finally.
Mhm.
Finally. But here's some interesting things from the reunion, and then we'll talk about our thoughts. Devo, Devo, Devo,
Yeah.
revealed that he, of course, is engaged to someone else, has a baby mama. He was forced to reveal her after an AI photo of him and a random woman were going around, and y'all, this man,
Yeah.
this man did a sponsored post at Polaris. Polaris is like a it's kind of like an outdoor mall in Columbus, and the fact that he
Mm.
chose a sponsored post from Polaris is nuts. Amber divorced Jordan, which
Mhm.
I was not very surprised, but we can talk about why
So
they got
sad.
divorced. Um Alec and Chris completely Nick, like I said, Nick finally showed up. And then Connor and Bree got back together.
Mhm.
What are
Stayed
your
together.
thoughts? Yeah, stayed together. What are your thoughts on the Love Is Blind reunion?
I was super glad to see, and I had told you about it in one of our texts that the doctor, Dr.
Mhm.
Jessica, that
Yep.
she had actually gotten with one of the old pod guys. They look super happy together. He looks like he just worships her, and he's a doctor. So, like, they have a lot in common. So, I'm so glad that she has somebody that is up to her standards. Um, the whole Connor and Bree thing, I just don't see them as a couple. I don't know. Like, I could have sworn she was going to run off with Chris.
She's one of the more infuriating people that has ever been on the show because, like, look, I hate the term "girl's girl." I
Right.
truly hate that term. I think it's
Yeah.
so overblown, but she is nobody's friend.
No.
That girl is nobody's friend. She What she did to Brittany was messed up. And so what she did to Brittany, so Brittany and Devonta were in a relationship. They said
Mhm.
no at the altar. Then after they were still kind of deciding what to do,
I
then
know they
after,
didn't even get to the altar, remember? They broke up before
yeah,
they even went. On the day of their wedding, he said they were gonna stay together, but he got in a car and took off. She thought that they were gonna stay together, and, he had checked out the relationship a couple weeks before that. But anyway,
but no, like, and we know he doesn't like black women, so that, like,
right.
that's already, yeah.
So he was
So
hanging out with some white chicks.
mhm. So then he goes on a trip to Austin, and the
Mhm.
girls that are on the trip are like Brittany, no, Bree,
Bree,
and
and one of
like
the
two
pod
of the,
girls.
yeah, and two of the other pod girls, and Brittany had no clue. She had no clue that this was happening. She finds out after the fact, and then she was like, "Well, you guys are
Oh,
supposed to be my friends."
the chick
Oh,
that
wasn't it?
was dating Alex, or that was with Alex. I
Yeah.
can't remember
She
her
told
name.
her. No, no, Amber told her. Remember, Amber told her. Amber told her because Amber found out.
Right, Amber told her, but the one that was sitting behind, that she
Mhm.
was supposed to marry Alex, the blonde, she had long blonde hair, and Alex likes uh short brunettes, not tall
Yeah.
blondes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
She was
Yeah,
with Bree and the one pod chick in Austin when Devo went down there to a concert with them.
yeah. Or
And
so, and
Connor didn't
then
even know that he was there, which I find
yeah.
really weird.
And Connor was like, "Well, I didn't ask questions." I'm like, "Bruh, like, you gotta ask questions when your girlfriend is a terrorist." Literally, she terrorizes that cast. Um,
Right.
but yeah, no, so Amber finds out, Amber tells Brittany, and
Mhm.
then apparently Devo stays with one of the girls, even though she's like, "Yeah, I didn't want him to stay with me." And then now he's roommates with Alec, but he's also living in Ohio with his baby mama.
Right.
This is a hot
And
mess ass.
Alec moved to Texas, so,
Yeah.
yeah, they're all a hot mess. I'm super glad that Vic and Christine are still together. Like they
Mhm.
said, they should have just I mean, like, that they should have just stopped at that couple. Um,
Literally.
um, oh, shoot, what are their names? The one couple, Zach and,
Is it Emma? Oh, that's not her name.
no,
The
no,
one
no,
insecure chick?
from a couple seasons ago, he didn't propose to her, and then Zach and oh shoot, what was her name? Their moms both had the same song.
Zach and Bliss.
Bliss, yes. They're having another baby. They're gonna
Yep.
have a boy this time. They had a girl, right? They're gonna have a
Yes,
boy
yeah,
now.
they have a girl, yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach and Bliss, the couple that somehow pulled it out after Zach fumbled, fumbled
Boy,
bad.
did he fumble that bag.
He fumbled bad, but somehow pulled it out and ended up getting married and beating
Yep.
the weirdo allegations because he fully was a weirdo. But
Yes.
yes, now the Love is Blind Ohio season is over.
Thank God. Moving on.
And yeah, let's move on. Next season is probably going to be at the end of this year, and it's going to be Boston. I think that's next, which is going to be even
Boston.
more of a even more of a shit show.
Their accents are gonna annoy the shit out of me. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be bad. But let's move on to this hot mess ass show, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So season 4 premiered last week. I'm gonna get some highlights out, and then we're gonna talk about all the stuff that has literally happened since then. So highlights of the season, I watched a little bit. Dad Talk has been given an opportunity to go to Vanderpump Villa, so we know they go and they film there. Um, Dakota and Taylor still going back and forth during the season. Dakota actually sleeps with one of The friends, her name is Shania,
Mm,
and Taylor gets very mad because Shania was very much up in Taylor and Dakota's like it's a whole thing. Um Demi is featured on the season but does not sit for any interviews, so none of her scenes make any sense.
mm.
And then Michaela and Jace decide to separate, and everybody of course rejoices because Jace was low key a PDF file who um married a girl who was 16 and he was 21. But
Wonderful.
a week after the show airs,
Yes.
this is all the stuff that happens. I promise you. So, first, Taylor is accused of child abuse and domestic violence by Dakota. Then it comes out that there are two incidents, one in which Dakota put his hands on Taylor and then Taylor put her hands on Dakota. Now, mind you, Taylor has also been chosen to be the bachelorette at this point.
Well, she was.
She was. So at this point, that all of this stuff happened, that Dakota went to file a police report. The cast, the show was put on a pause. So
Yep.
Jesse revealed today on a Call Her Daddy interview that originally Hulu put them on pause. They resumed filming, and then all the stuff with Taylor and Dakota came out again. And then the girls decided to put themselves on pause. So the first stuff comes out, right? Back and forth a little bit. Then the video of about 3 years ago when Taylor and Dakota got into it the first time really badly, when she threw the chair at him and it accidentally hit her daughter, came out, and ABC officials decided to cancel her season of The Bachelorette. So then people started spoiling her season and they met her men, and the man that she chose was a man named Doug, who was a couple years younger than her and very clearly a clout chaser, kind of looked like Dakota. But according to
uh,
reports from Reality Steve, Taylor chooses Doug. They only lasted a couple months, and then she breaks up with Doug because she's still in love with Dakota.
oh, so it's a waste of a season anyway. Don't need to
Waste
watch.
of a season. So now people are deciding, well, they're like, well, Taylor's been super open about the fact that she did what she did. And she has literally the whole first episode of Secret Life of Mormon Wives is literally Taylor talking about her messy relationship with Dakota, and then we literally see um footage of her being arrested, and she pled guilty, of course, to assault. But her baby daddy, her original baby daddy, her ex-husband, had not
Mhm.
seen that footage.
Oh,
Nobody has seen that footage, and that's actually what led to the second pause of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Woo! I
they're
promise y'all.
all they're all a mess. I mean,
I promise
like
y'all.
I said to you personally earlier, like it makes for great TV, but like these people need to get themselves some help for real.
Yeah, and then today, allegedly a third domestic violence incident has come out, and apparently Taylor and Dakota are under investigation. I do not trust that dude. He is a former heroin addict. He literally abused his ex-wife. His ex-wife's friends have come out and been like, "Yeah, he's terrible. He's the worst." We've all seen him on the show. That man has literally terrorized that lady's life for almost the last 4 years. Okay, he is not innocent. She definitely is innocent. We all watched her
Right.
ass. She ain't innocent either. But I wish that was the end of these Mormon wives. I promise you, it's not. So then Marciano brings up Demi again, and that's a whole thing. But Jesse and Jordan, it comes out last week that they're deciding divorce. Jesse explained what happened today on Call Her Daddy. I'm gonna give you a brief recap. So Jesse explains that she made the decision to divorce Jordan because she found out that Jordan had been engaging in sexual acts with escorts.
Oh,
And that,
well,
in fact, this actually predates the Marciano stuff. So technically, he cheated first, right?
at least it wasn't someone from the friend group.
That's good. But apparently, one of someone who actually works at the agency
Mhm.
that provides these sex workers came to Jesse and was like, "Hey, is this your husband? I know that he, in fact, engages with sex workers." Yes.
Oh, there goes your
Then
business.
Then apparently, someone who is friends with Jesse's sister also was like, is Jesse and Jordan still together? And they were like, yeah. And they were like, that's surprising because I go to these parties and Jordan very much attended all of these parties. And these were kinky parties. And he
Oh.
was like, apparently this was a known thing, especially when Jesse was pregnant with their second child, which is their daughter. If you think I'm done with these two, I'm not. So then Jesse reveals that Jordan actually doesn't work, that she was the sole
Mm,
breadwinner, that he didn't even have to take care of their kids. He didn't even have to be a stay-at-home dad because they had a nanny. He
mm,
just chose to golf all day. She
nice.
said that he constantly threatened her with the exposing of the Marciano affair and saying that he was going to post TikToks about her, and constantly every time they would get into an argument, he would say, I'm gonna post this TikTok, I'm gonna post this TikTok. And she just kind of got sick of it, which led to their first separation. She said that her body could tell when he would sleep with escorts because she would just not want to be around him and physically reject him. She said that she very much thinks that Dakota and Jordan are in cahoots against her and Taylor because Dakota is at her house more than she is.
Uh,
She said that all that Jordan and Dakota do is gossip,
uh,
um, specifically about her and Taylor. She
oh.
also thinks that Dakota is the one who sold the video of the incident to TMZ
Mm,
because he's kind of the only one who had it. And
mm,
plus, when Jordan filed for divorce, Dakota filed for emergency temporary custody that same day. So they went with each other to the courthouse.
mm. Well, gotta go with your buddy. Buddy
What
system.
else did she say? Because it was a lot. She also said that oh, dad talk originally was supposed to be a joke. Like a joke because the women were mom talk and
Right.
everybody knows, yeah. But she said that they started taking it seriously and they actually started like getting mad that the girls were getting more opportunities than them, and that she was talking to some of the other wives and she was like, yeah, isn't this weird that they're doing this? And they're like, yeah, it's super weird. She said that Jordan would get mad at her if like they had the same opportunity but she would get the opportunity first.
Mm,
Again, this man doesn't work. So she's like, I'm really confused why you're so mad at me. Um, but yeah, she essentially exposed Jordan. Oh, and then just yesterday he tried to get a temporary restraining order on her, essentially as a gag order, and it was denied.
oh,
So that's the Mormon Wives, y'all. Season 4. Oh, and then last
wow.
but not least, the show is reportedly getting a spinoff that is
Oh,
led by one of the weirdest
yeah.
people to lead a spinoff, Jen Affleck.
Right. Oh.
Just so much is happening.
You know what? They all need to go on to the show that I'm gonna talk about for a second before we, kind of wrap things up and head out of here, but, the House of Villains, which I
Mhm.
absolutely adore, Paul from Big Brother a couple seasons ago is on there, and I used to be such a Big Brother fan until they started with I mean, they keep going with these showmances, and I couldn't stand the showmances, but Johnny Bananas came into the house, and I love Johnny Bananas. So anytime he is around, I pay close attention. And he did a contest. And these guys, I messaged you earlier, Autumn. I couldn't believe that I was actually keeping my coffee down this morning when I was watching it. Because these guys were eating these bugs, and we've seen them on the recent Fear Factor House of Fear that's been on recently. Don't know if you've been
Mhm.
watching that. I've been watching it, but there's these giant green worms. They're about as big around as my thumb, and they're maybe like an inch and a half, 2 inches long. And these guys, one of them, he's from Survivor. The other one is your one of your favorites, Johnny from Love Island.
Just a
Yes,
terror. Also, another man who terrorizes everything, but
yes. Well, and he's been terrorizing this house. In fact, he made one girl from, the challenge so sick physically, she actually had to withdraw from the competition after they had sex.
you
Yeah,
know, that doesn't surprise me. Johnny literally had 4 girlfriends in 1 season of Love Island Games and then somehow came in 2nd. I don't understand it, but
yeah.
whatever.
He's but yeah, so he ended up hooking up with his roommate, um, and it made her so physically sick, so it was just down to him and the guy from, um, the, uh, Survivor, and they had to eat these worms, as many as they as fast as they could within a certain amount of time. And even Johnny was sitting there like Johnny Bananas was sitting there like ready to just throw up. And I was, oh, it was, oh, these things were oozing. But you'll be glad to know that the Johnny that you hate and that is disgusting, he did lose the challenge. So he was up for elimination. I'm not going to spoil what
I
happened.
saw the clip of him and Tom Sandoval going back and forth together, and the
Yes.
comments were insane, and they were like, "Do you know
Yes.
how bad it has to be for me to be agreeing with Tom Sandoval?" I said, "Tom Sandoval is literally another man that terrorized his life." Oh my god.
Right. Well, it's because earlier in the season, Tom Sandoval pretty much handed Johnny the head of household or, the villain of the house power. And then Johnny turns around the next day and says, I might put you up for elimination because I can protect you. But then didn't put up Tom because he realized he couldn't protect him. And Tom was supposed to be on his side at the time. And Tom's like, you freaking put a gun to my head and then took it out of my mouth and then put it to my gun. I mean, like, okay, Tom, you were being a little dramatic and you sounded like a lot of a bitch right then because, like, it is a game. And yeah, you're supposed to be on his side, but like, he didn't actually put you up. You were just worried about being put up. So get over it.
Again, a
Yeah,
show with
I love
Drita,
it.
New York, Plain Jane, Tom
Kate
Sandoval,
Chastain.
and Kate Chastain, just great. Um, yeah, like there's been so much going on. We have the premiere of Real Housewives of Atlanta coming up. The Valley season 3. They released a sneak peek. We got another Kristen versus Janet situation, which
So,
y'all will never convince me to like Janet. That lady's no, you can
she's
never convince me to
bad
like her.
Ohioan.
She's terrible. No
Mhm.
matter what she does, that lady, you will never get me to be on her side. She is awful.
Yeah.
Um, you got Salt Lake City. They got caught filming this week. Well, last week. During St. Patrick's Day, and Angie K was drinking a Guinness with a damn straw.
Oh, good lord.
On Below Deck Down Under, we had Ben and Ellie going against each other. Ellie
Yes.
being like, "Hey, stop calling me pet names." Ben being like,
Honey, bunny, boo boo, sweetie.
which I understand. Like, please don't call me like call me my name. And she
I mean, they edited that too, and I hear it so much. And yeah, I'd be like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, and he's like, "But I call everybody darling. I even call," and it's just like
Yeah,
this
he
season of
was,
Below Deck,
but
yeah. This season
yeah,
of Below Deck Down Under, the men on this season are one of some of the worst men. They have been trash. I mean, Joao already is trash. I already don't like that man. But
my
this is Mike, baby, cool it on the fillers. Like his cheek filler is so bad. Oh my
uh
god,
that
so
dude
bad.
from Dating Naked. But yeah, and then the other guy, I can't even remember his name, the fourth guy, but
Mhm.
he would drop so and so like a bad habit in order to be an alien with
For Alicia.
yeah,
Yeah, and then
like
had them beefing, but now they're cool, and then
right.
you have them not cleaning the cabins,
Oh
and
yeah,
them finding a panty liner on in the cupboards, and then
in the
blaming each
closet.
other, and
Yeah.
then Daisy, look, I love Daisy, but, like, girl, have somebody's back, have some backbone, being like, "I told Alicia, Alicia didn't get it." it was clearly Mike. It was clearly Mike. If Mike literally said to Joao, "I cut corners." Like,
Yep.
come on. It's
And the
clearly Mike.
and the after show, yeah, he's sitting there telling Joelle, "If I can get away with it, then I'm quicker for it."
And then on Summer House, we had like a bunch of stuff that happened. It just Kyle is Kyle at this point. I'm ready to see that man off my screen too. But Southern Hospitality, I told you to watch it. You probably haven't watched it yet.
No,
So
no,
let me
I got a
explain
little
what
bit
happened.
going on.
Yeah, we both do. But I finally caught up. This season's very good, but on this season, they're kind of dealing again with the fallout of last season. One of the cast members revealed that they all had a group chat together to sabotage somebody else's relationship. Well,
Mhm.
this past episode, they kind of all made up, but the one cast member whose boyfriend slash fiance cheated on her last year, and everybody knew that she was getting cheated on, and told her, "You're getting cheated on," and she's also clearly on like something.
Mhm.
She was confronted about her comments. She was confronted about everything. She essentially was like, "Yeah, I apologize to everybody." Had a fake panic attack, and then made herself the victim. So this incoming week, she literally in the confessionals, like any goodwill that she would ever have with these people, squashed, all squashed because of her
Yeah.
behavior. She's literally a terrible person. She villainized both minority people, said that the only black person on the cast made her feel unsafe because he could hear her through the wall talking shit about him. And she was like, "I've never heard you speak like that. I just was unsafe." And then she alluded to one of the gay cast members being a predator. So
Oh.
it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's Charleston, South Carolina. But let's get to more some. So let me just speed through this. Megan Thee Stallion makes her Broadway debut in Moulin Rouge. Stephen Colbert is going to write a new Lord of the Rings movie with his son.
Oh,
Love on the Spectrum returns.
I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, this is the
Return.
saving grace for my sanity. I am so happy. I cannot wait for April Fool's Day.
They have already released a clip of one of the episodes, and Connor is hilarious. Hilarious.
I love
Um
him.
Hilarious. He goes on he's gonna a speed date with other people who are on the spectrum. The Oscars were last week. Sinners won big with Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler winning, and then one battle after another somehow picked up so many awards, even though that movie was not good. Um, and then BTS made their comeback. They have a number one album. They're going to make a two-night appearance on the Tonight Show. They had a live Netflix special that I woke up at 7 in the morning to watch. That was watched by 18.4 million people worldwide, beating the Oscars,
Wow.
VMAs, and Grammys in viewership for an hour-long concert. And then they are also releasing a documentary special this Friday of the making of their album. But we have to get to our current internet obsessions because there are two things I'm currently obsessed with. You go first, though.
All right, I am still watching Singles Inferno. I am on season 3, which this okay, so the first 2 seasons was kinda like they the couples, they were so sweet and so innocent, and then this season, they had 2 different islands, so 2 different infernos with 2 different, groups of people, and after they went to paradise right away, they swept them away with somebody else from the other island, and then they put them all together, and this one guy, he plays basketball, and he's hilarious because he is constantly picking on this one girl, and there are the people that are watching this show go on, they talk about how hilarious he is, and I'm like, "This is like a regular dude, this is how guys are supposed to be, because the rest of them all seem so, like, prim and proper, and, like, they get shocked if they hold each other's hands, and it's only been, like, a day that they've known each other, and, like, they're just very sweet and innocent, but this season, something is different because the women are talking to each other.
Mhm.
and they're actually discussing what some of the guys have been doing. And so I'm like, "Oh, wow." So they're finally watching the show before they go on, I think. But, it's pretty interesting still, like, their cultures are so different, and they definitely don't cook as well on the Inferno Island this season as they have in the past.
Yeah. They're up to season 5 now, and when I tell
Mhm.
you, like, Singles Inferno is not only as big as it over here, but it's over there, and, like, the people that are on Singles Inferno have now become, like, as famous as, like, Korean actors or K-pop
Oh, yeah.
idols, like, they're on like, variety shows and everything. So
They're
I
getting
have
their 15
2
minutes.
Yeah, I have 2 obsessions. So the first is the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary. I saw today that this lady, Miley Cyrus, she is hilarious. She revealed on the red carpet that there was no plans. There was actually no plans to do a Hannah Montana anniversary special.
Mhm.
She made it up, and because she just kept mentioning it in interviews, Disney, like,
It
looked and they were like, "Might as well do it."
yeah.
So, the anniversary special aired last night. I couldn't watch it, live because it was my mom's birthday. Shout out to my mommy.
Happy
Happy
birthday, mom.
54th. Yeah, happy
Mhm.
54th birthday, mommy. It's her birthday, so we went to go celebrate. But before that, I have been laughing for a week straight at the trial of Afro Man.
Oh, yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god. When I
Make
tell
freedom of
you,
speech ring. Yes.
so if you guys don't know what happened with Afro Man, so Afro Man is a rapper. He got famous in the early two thousands with his song Because I Got High. He lives in Adams County, Ohio. He actually really exclusively just tours around Ohio. Like, I know a bunch of
Mhm.
friends who go to his shows. So it wasn't last year, but 2 years ago, his house was illegally raided.
Mhm.
Somebody said that he had a kidnapped victim in his house and that he had drugs and all this stuff. So his house was raided by the police.
Mhm.
Come to find out, nothing was found at all. The police broke his gate, they took his money, they trashed his house, everything. So he
Terrorized
was
his family.
yeah, terrorized his family. So he looked at the surveillance cameras and then he was like, "Oh no, I'm going to get you back." So first of all, he got his money back, but
Mhm.
he noticed that $400 of the money was missing. The police officer in question said, "No, none of his money was missing. I just miscounted." Okay.
Okay.
So Afro Man for an entire year and a half
I love
made
that.
songs about all of the officer involved. So he has a song called Lick 'em Lolisa. When I tell you, I've been laughing at the phrase "Lick 'em Lolisa" for 2 weeks straight. Hilarious. He has another officer called Lemon Pound Cake
Mhm.
because the man was looking at his lemon pound cake while he was in his kitchen.
Yep, he was eyeing it like he was gonna eat it.
Yes. So how this ends up becoming a trial is because Afro Man decided to make a bunch of videos. He decided to
Mhm.
make a bunch of songs. They're also all 10 minutes long with music videos accompanying them. It's hilarious. And
Yes.
in these songs, he reveals certain things. So again, Lick 'em Lisa, essentially alluding that Lisa is a lesbian and she's like, "I'm not a lesbian, I'm married, I have a child." The officer who miscounted his money calls him a PDF file and reveals that his sibling also has charges against him with a minor. Another guy, he it wasn't lemon pound cake, it was a different officer. He alleges that he had sex with his wife, and then, of
Yeah.
course, Lemon Pound Cake, said, like, "Hey, people keep sending me lemon pound cakes," and it's essentially all these officers were like, "Hey, because he did this, our lives have been
Right.
terrorized," and all these different things.
Wow.
So they sued Afro Man for defamation, and how this affects the First Amendment is that if they would have won, it would essentially been like, well, now nobody can say things in rap songs or songs in
Mhm.
general criticizing people.
Right.
But all the arguments from the officers were so bad.
Oh, it's hilarious. They're pathetic.
So bad. Again, they made them all listen to these songs. in the courtroom.
You know we're gonna get another one.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited because they are so funny. So
Yes.
Lisa from Lick 'em Lisa, she was crying. Um, the officer who Afro Man claimed to have slept with his wife, he gets a divorce. They put the wife on the stand and he was like, "So did you get divorced because of this song? Because your ex-husband said you got a divorce because of this song." She's
Mhm.
like, "No, we
No.
got a divorce because he was just terrible and I had to get a restraining order on him." Um, the officer who he called a PDF file, he was like, "So doesn't your brother have charges?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "He does have charges." He was like, "So where's the lie?" Couldn't
Right.
lie his way out of that one.
Nope.
And then of course, lemon pound cake. Just y'all, the internet has been feeding me for the last couple of weeks, but that one, when I needed a laugh, Lick 'em Lisa.
Yeah.
Lick 'em Lisa was just
Everybody go look up Afro Man now. He showed up to court in a suit that was all American flag. I mean, people are calling for him to run for president in the next election.
no, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Idiocracy would be coming to life. But anyway,
But yeah,
girl.
no, that was the thing that kept me going last week, is just
Yeah,
watching that man absolutely somehow decimate an entire small town, like,
I love it.
system.
I'm
It
here
was
for
it
it.
was it was beautiful, but Christine,
Whoa.
whoa, I'm so
Hi.
sorry.
Wake up.
For real. For real, we woke up. Christy, it's the end of the show.
Yes, ma'am. We talked for a long time, which is
Guys,
good.
we did talk for a long time. Again, we won't have a show next week. That's my fault. I'm gonna be in a whole nother
Okay.
state.
It's all right. We didn't
Um,
last week. That was my fault.
we'll be back in 2 weeks, I promise.
Yes.
Shout out again to all of our network sponsors. Our last sponsor for tonight, Alley Rose Fragrances, our OG. We love you, Alley Rose Fragrances. Please use the code Inside Edge 20 to get 20% off of your order. It can be stacked. That was my dog, if you heard that
I
in the
know.
background.
Yes.
My uncle is here, so he's really excited. He likes new people. Follow us on Instagram at Jersey Chasers, on TikTok at Jersey Chasers Pod. Follow Inside Edge Net on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We actually did our first live stream tonight with this episode on YouTube. So please, 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 please follow us and subscribe on YouTube. Also, listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you guys for all your support. We
Yes.
love you.
Thank you.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Again, my fault.
Yeah, it's all right.
My fault.
At least
My
they're
fault.
getting a warning this time.
Yes, they are getting a warning this time. 2 weeks. Just hold
Yes.
out for 2 weeks, y'all. For 2
We'll be
weeks.
back.
We'll be back specifically on March, not March.
Nope.
It'll be April. It will be April 8th? Yes, April 8th.
Yes.
Yes, April 8th. It would be funny if we had a that would have been funny if we'd been like, "Hey, we're not gonna have a show," and then automatically pop up on April Fool's Day, being like,
April
"Fake,
Fool's Day.
well, April Fool's Day." But no, that's not gonna happen, guys.
Nope. I'll be watching Love on the Spectrum.
Yes, yes, yes. But we will be back April 8th. Again, please, 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 we love you. You keep us going. And yeah, we had a nice time. Thank you for listening to us blabber for about an hour and a half. We love you guys. Bye.